Meanwhile, the race to develop a vaccine is gaining momentum. The German drug firm BioNTech won approval to begin the country's first human clinical trials of a possible vaccine. There are currently dozens of potential candidates in development in Europe, China and the US, but health officials say it will still be months before a vaccine is ready for the market.
The German firm BioNTech is working on what it hopes will be the first vaccine for COVID-19. An important step will be human clinical trials. These have now been given the go-ahead by the federal vaccine regulatory body, the Paul-Ehrlich Institute. The trials will be the first in Germany.
With this authorization, we will conduct the 5th clinical trial worldwide to develop a vaccine. And this is indeed a milestone.
BioNTech will perform trials of 4 different versions of its vaccine candidate on 200 healthy test subjects between the ages of 18 and 55 in the coming months, in the hope of developing an effective treatment for the novel coronavirus. Germany's health minister says safety is key.
One thing is very important. After all, this is an injection, so safety must be the top priority.
The active substance in the vaccine will contain the pathogen's genetic material. The human body will then create proteins with it against which the immune system will form antibodies, a principle BioNTech already uses.
We use this for a vaccine therapy for cancer. The whole project has now been redirected.
The timetable. Clinical trials will start at the end of April. First results are expected at the beginning of July. If positive, trials would be expanded to thousands of subjects in the fall and winter. The company hopes to develop a COVID-19 vaccine this year, but experts say 2021 is more realistic.
I think it's reasonable to expect a vaccine in the first half of next year, which has been approved by the authorities and is widely available. The vaccine doesn't just have to be tested, it also has to be available to the general population, not just in Germany, but also worldwide.
An effective vaccine is one great hope to end the coronavirus pandemic.
Now here's a look at some other stories making headlines around the world. Boeing is thought to be planning to lay off 10% of its civil aviation staff. News agency AFP reports the cuts would affect up to 7,000 people working on the 737 MAX and the long-haul 787 and 777 models. Boeing is restarting production of the aircraft following coronavirus shutdowns. US President Donald Trump has signed an executive order temporarily suspending immigration. He said it was necessary to help Americans get jobs in an economy ravaged by the coronavirus. But the order includes many exemptions, including for medical workers, as well as immediate family members of US citizens. Air pollution in the Indian capital, Delhi, has dropped dramatically due to the coronavirus lockdown, leaving residents marveling at the blue skies and clean views. Back in November, the Indian capital suffered some of its worst pollution. Experts attribute the improvement in air quality to the drop in road traffic. And let's have a look at some other coronavirus news from around the world. Ratings agency Fitch says the world is on track for a recession of unprecedented depth in the post-war period. It could be twice as severe as the Great Recession of 2009. South Korea's central bank says the economy has shrunk 1.4% over coronavirus, its worst performance in more than a decade. The number of confirmed COVID-19 infections in Singapore has passed 10,000 despite robust efforts by the city-state to try and control the virus. In China, a citizen journalist missing for almost 2 months has reappeared. He says he was detained by police and forcibly quarantined.